Good morning, everyone. So, when Sam and I were home recently, I was chatting with a few friends about what I've been doing with morning musings and some projects that I have in mind. And there was excited discussion about recording the morning musings in video format, which feels both terrifying and wise. So, those seem like good reasons to do it. So, I'm gonna give it a try. And to make it work, I'm doing one record, not watching it, and posting it because otherwise I don't think I would actually do it. So here is today, Friday, January 13th, first ever recorded morning musing. When I first started writing consistently last year, a little voice would sometimes pop up. It would say, "Why didn't you start doing this earlier? Why didn't you do this while you were still a depressed little mushroom? Why didn't you do this from burnout? Why didn't you do this while you were actively sorting out addiction? Why now when things are largely good?" Ain't nobody wants to hear about that. People want to hear the down in the mud, rolling around in the ick dirt, the good stuff, the vulnerable stuff, that you're not alone in your suffering, full disclosure, my life's a mess, and let me tell you all about it gold. But for me, that's not how it unfolded. Possibly because my creative pursuits are built on a foundation of stability, and addiction, depression, and burnout didn't offer that stability. Please read into that in every possible way. If you're currently in the muck, I think it's insane to place sky-high expectations on yourself. That's not helpful, it's harmful. Please cut yourself a break. Then, over the last few weeks, as I've spent more time feeling bleh than bright and shiny, I've on again, off again wondered if I cursed myself. Did I accidentally send vibes out to the universe asking for a down period for the sake of my writing? Did I secretly want to suffer because I wanted to write about it and then be patted on the back and thanked for my honesty and vulnerability? I hope not. I very, very, very seriously hope not. Because I have a vision for us all. I am over the moon tickled pink that we now live in an era of vulnerability. I'm grateful for Brene Brown and Glennon Doyle and all the other truth tellers who reminded us that we're allowed to talk about life being hard and messy and draining and complex. Being in recovery ruined small talk for me, so this shift was very helpful. After spending my 20s sitting in circles with people who talked this way before it was cool, speaking vulnerably and openly became essential to my well-being. And I think this decade is going to be about the shift from life's hard and that's okay to, wait, actually, what if it didn't have to be this hard? So, when I feel validation frustrated because I know that people like to hear about the down and dirty more than anything else, at least in personal narrative style writing, I remember this. When Buddha shared the Four Noble Truths with the world, he started out by identifying the presence of suffering, by validating, yes, to be human is to suffer. But then he used the three other truths, 75% of the truths, to focus on the path out of suffering. So, right now, when I have the ability to talk about how I'm feeling off, when I have good, juicy fodder about feeling lonely and listless, when I'm struggling with weird vibes between Sam and I because all that travel I complained about created disharmony between us, I can't even pull good writing out of it. Because while I want to be vulnerable and real and create connection by saying, yep, it's hard for me too, this human thing, that's pretty much as deep as the musing goes. My suffering stopped being interesting to me, much like Liz Gilbert's fear stopped being interesting to her. The same way Liz woke up one day and realized that her fear was tediously boring. Read the Courage chapter of Big Magic. I woke up recently and realized that my suffering is in fact rather dull. I can't say that I expected it, but fortunately, I don't write about what I expect. I write about what I discover to be true. So, here's to hoping that we're winding down the life is suffering chapter as a society and shifting into the path out of suffering chapter. Wouldn't that be so lovely? Wishing you a glorious life, freedom from suffering, and my thanks for joining in for the first voice shaking, reading my morning musing kind of day. Have a good day.